music. Maybe I crave for music sometimes. And I've seen there's a precept that says you shouldn't play music or sing. So what are the reasons for that?
Yeah. When the mind is very calm, when you get really, really calm, when you get really, really peaceful, then you see that you get certain freedom. You get certain freedom to think about whatever you want. You get freedom to get any object you want, you know. From that freedom, you can actually create any music yourself in your mind. But of course, that's not the purpose of this freedom, of course. But anyway, when you get this freedom in the mind, when the mind gets really, really peaceful and really, really powerful, then music starts to become it starts to become too much, you know, unnecessary. It becomes unnecessary. Like, why would I make this object, you know? Why would I need to make external object if I can make it myself? You know? Why would I need to make pleasant object of music if I can make pleasant object of the silence? The problem of music is that it's an entertainment. So what does it mean, entertainment? Entertainment means that it grabs your attention. So many people use entertainment to get free from other thoughts because they don't have power over their mind other way. So instead of just applying their mind to the object where they want or outside the object they don't want, they need to make another object so that the mind is grabbed by that object, you know. Of course the mind grabs the object, but the perception is that the object takes their mind and therefore they do not think about the other thing which they would think otherwise. So that's where ladies sometimes, when they're too much stressed, you know, they would get into food, or men would get into drinking alcohol, and that's only because they are not in power over their mind. If they're in power over their mind, they would not need to use these objects. So we are training ourselves in getting free from those objects. So when we are free from those objects, when we get control over the mind, then we do not need to entertain the mind, because the mind is already calm, peaceful, it is not disturbed by anything. Now, if you turn on music to that, then it's very unnecessary. Like, why do you need this object? You know, what's that for? You know, because you already feel peaceful and happy, you know, in silence. So trying to make another pleasure to the silence, it's very additional, you know, very unnecessarily too much. So this is, of course, when you meditate intensively, you would not need music. And for intensive meditators, it's really better if they do not listen to music, if they listen to the silence, and they learn something more from their mind as it is. So then they get free from this need, you know, for objects, because they are already satisfied with the little that they already have. And why is it a rule? I suppose because it's a training in non-craving, training in non-attachment. So you learn how to be not attached to pleasant views, pleasant sounds, pleasant smells, pleasant tastes, pleasant contacts, pleasant thoughts. And pleasant views and pleasant sounds as entertainment, which is the most coarse level, you know, of entertaining the mind, of creating pleasant objects, is summarized in the 7th rule of the 8 rules for yogis and for those who dedicate their life to meditation. So the 7th rule actually is pretty complicated because it has 2 parts. One related to this entertainment and one related to embellishment of the body. So one is like from the outside and the other one is from the inside. So the rule on entertainment is that on the day and it's supposed that 4 days a month you would select or you would follow these 8 rules. So during those 4 days, namely the full moon day, the new moon day, the 8th day after the full moon day, and the 8th day after the new moon day, you would abstain from dancing, singing, playing musical instruments, watching funny performances. So documentaries are okay, but funny performances not. And so these would be like the 4 main things. So you avoid, from entertaining multimedia, But of course, it's possible to find a loophole in this, and say, well, I watched this movie in French and I want to learn French, or I want to listen to this music in Burmese because I want to learn Burmese, or whatever that is. But if somebody really wants to meditate, this would be unnecessarily harming their practice, So if you want to follow the rules to get the so-called merit, but at the same time you feel that you just want to know something more, you want to get more knowledge, then you can make use of this little loophole, that you use it for what do you call that? Knowledge. But again, you need to know what you want, right? So you want to meditate, okay, so then you make use of all the support that you have there for meditation, right? You get that in meditation centers. In meditation centers, usually playing music and funny performances are not allowed. Then the second part of the rule is not embellishing the body. So not using any perfumes or lipsticks or what do you call that? What's that? Nail polish? Is that called nail polish? And you don't use any jewelry and no other ways how to embellish the body. Now, of course, if it's for health or for social reasons, then this should be fine. So usually in our center, I allow wedding rings because I would suppose that they have more social purpose rather than beautification purpose. But all other such as piercings and earrings and rings and toe rings and everything else that should be removed, kept in a bag, and then the yogis can take it back when they when they leave the center. So you actually learn to see the mind and the body the way they are. So you learn to see the mind the way it is, and to see that it should be free from all this impurity from outside, from all these influences from outside. And to see the body, you also need to avoid all these influences from outside. So then we watch how the mind is impermanent, unsatisfactory, not self, and how the body is impermanent, unsatisfactory, not self.